Today, my friend, we are going to talk about follow-up. Successful network marketing follow-up. Coming up. So you want to know how to follow up in network marketing? Well, today we are going to talk all about it. If we haven't met before, my name's Jeronimo, and I have been so very blessed to have some pretty incredible success inside the network marketing profession. And so one of the key things is always follow up. And you know what? You've all heard it. We've heard the phrase, the fortune is in the follow up. But how the heck do you follow up without sounding like you're chasing your prospects, sounding like you're running after them, or just feeling like it's this constant thing where you're trying to get back to people and, they're not just coming in. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you been there? If you have, put a yes, I have down in the comments below. In fact, if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. It's so great to see you. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button and put the word subscribe down in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you and give you some love for joining us here in the journey. Now, if you've been back before, welcome on back. It is so great to see you. So let's talk about successful network marketing follow-up. So we don't want to be chasing prospects. We don't want to be running after them. And so how do we actually have successful follow-up? Well, it actually begins in the last conversation you're having with your prospect. So there's a couple of different scenarios. Let's break them down and let's talk through some things. So first of all, let's say you are going to be sharing everything with them. You're either doing a one-on-one, they're going to jump on a Zoom, you're going to tag them in a video, any of those kind of things, okay? So they're there, they are a captive audience. And so it is very, very important that your follow-up actually is done on site. Like, you're not going to leave the presence of your prospect and kind of have them go their way and you go your way and not get the follow-up done, because that's really where it starts from the get-go. So for example, let's say they got a chance to see everything. They saw your business presentation, they saw, your products, your services, how you make money, they saw everything. That is when you start your follow-up. Your follow-up is right then and there, and that is when you should actually go right into the close. And so I just shot a video on closing, and if you want to know my 5-question close that I've used to close hundreds and hundreds of people into our team, build teams of thousands of people, then I will link a video to that here, and you can check that out. So let's say you're doing follow-up and you're like, okay, well, I've tried to do the close, but they didn't close at that point in time. They said they wanted to think about it, or they had these other things on their mind. So what is very, very important so that you're not chasing your prospects is you want to set your follow-up right then and there. Okay. If you try to move through some things and they say, oh, I need to think about it. Oh, I need to talk to my spouse, any of those kind of things, there's objection handling things that we can get into, but really we're going to get into specifically on how to follow up. So your follow-up needs to begin at that very moment. So you want to set up a time that you're going to reconnect with them, and you want to have kind of an escalation. Okay. So you got to keep in mind that when you're talking to your prospect, at first they're seeing it and it may be just you and them, or it may be you and them in a video, or it may be on a Zoom, or whatever the case may be. You want to be able to escalate that follow-up to a higher level. So whether they hear more, they see more, they talk to someone else, they get a different perspective. We just want to be able to escalate them up the process. Now, what is beautiful is if you're using social media, there are so many awesome ways to do this. And this is one of the things that we actually teach when we're working with our clients, is really how to use social media to your benefit and how to build the follow-up into everything that you're doing. So if you want to know more about that, feel free to hit us up, and you can learn more about what we do to help people just like yourself to build 6- and 7-figure empires using social media automation. So social media is one way that you can use a follow-up. Another way is, let's say you were going to have a 3-way call, or you're going to introduce them to somebody that's had some great success, introduce them to somebody that's going to resonate with them, introduce them to someone that's going to really connect with them on a higher level, because we need to build momentum to get them over the finish line. And another thing that you want to do is you want to compress the time frames. Like, let's say you had your initial conversation where they see everything, they hear everything, they get the whole enchilada, and that happens on Monday. Okay. So we're not going to book follow-up for a week out or anything crazy like that. Like, you want to compress the time frames, because the sooner they get followed up with, the sooner they can come in your business, right? Or the sooner they can become a customer or a client for you. So what we want to do is we want to try and do the follow-up, within the next 24 to 48 hours. The sooner the better. And so whether it's, getting some more information, whether it's talking to somebody else, whether it's seeing it from a different perspective, whatever it is, your goal is to try and escalate the journey for your prospect, so that every time they see it, every time they hear about it, every time they're around it and you and the business and your opportunity, it's like bigger and better than the thing that they saw before. So that's what you want to do, is you want to escalate your follow-up, you want to compress your time frames, And you want to set the time for the next follow-up before you leave their presence so that you're not chasing them and you're not trying to push after them, but rather you have a, kind of like you're walking hand in hand to lead them down the yellow brick road so that they can come in and join your team. And so if you'd like to learn more about how to prospect, how to reach out, how to connect with people, then I put together something that I know will help you like you wouldn't believe. It is actually my Power Prospecting Guide. And the Power Prospecting Guide is a 13-page guidebook that's going to walk you through how to connect, how to contact, and how to share what it is that you have. I will go ahead and drop a link down in the description so you can get more info on that. But it's basically go.onetopleader.com/PPG. Go.onetopleader.com/PPG, and you can grab your Power Prospecting Guide. So I hope this was helpful for you. Feel free to pass this along. If you have people in your team and you're like, oh my gosh, they feel like they're chasing, let us not chase. All we want to do is get our follow-up done at the time of the initial contact, at the time when we're talking to our prospect. We want to compress the time frames, and we want whatever it is that we're sharing with them to be bigger than the previous time that they've seen it. So those are my tips for follow-up. So until next time, my friend, go out there, live your life to the full, conquer your fears, and let's go get everything that God has in store for you. Take care and be blessed. Hey, you made it to the end. Well, aren't you a superstar? Check you out. Hey, if you'd like more, click on the videos to the left. They're exactly what you need to hear next. And if this was helpful, drop a comment down below. I'd love to connect with you personally. I read all the comments each and every week. Last off, if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Don't miss a beat and learn what's new and current today in network marketing.